Let's transform your mindset with an expert's guide on observing thoughts. Tonight's lesson is drawn from my adaptation of a question from Reddit pertaining to the observation of thoughts. The individual on Reddit wrote, and of course there is some subtle paraphrasing, for I am a word geek. I've been pondering this. I aim to allow my mind to freely work and simply observe my thoughts and see where they lead without an internal censor intervening. So, commentary. Lovely words, or as was popular to say 10 years ago, cool story, bro. But it's just words. Let's see what's really going on beneath the surface. However is just a fancy but. However, and by the way, whenever you see however, that's a way of saying, you know those words I just said? Delete them. They're gone. Like Dow scrubbing bubbles that work hard so you don't have to. That was a popular commercial way back in the 70s. So, however, I'm unsure how to effectively do this. So this is foreshadowing right here. But let's continue. Contrasting this with observing ideas that come to... Okay, so this guy's is drawing a false dichotomy between ideas and thoughts. Contrasting this, when this means this whole bit right here of allowing my mind to freely work, simply observing, see where they lead without a censor intervening. However, contrasting all the above with observing ideas that come to mind, which seems relatively straightforward as they are simple. So this guy's defining ideas as that which is simple. For instance, I think of street and then car comes to mind. Moments later, I'm considering journey, adventure, dragons, and so forth. Oh, our friend too is familiar with Middle Earth. Say friend and enter. However, thoughts are more complex. Are they? Does the dictionary agree with this dichotomy? Let's continue. They can start to form on their own, but I can't fully grasp what they're about unless I decide to actively engage with them. Au contraire. Thoughts and ideas are synonyms. Some are complex, some are simple. They do not form on their own. Everything we experience, every sight or sound or sensation or flavor or scent or the like that we perceive, every emotion, intention, thought, memory, and imagining, these are but links, one of an infinite number of links in a great chain of causality, older than us, our parents, our species, our planets, going all the way back to the Big Bang and beyond. Everything we experience is like a surfer riding a wave. The surfer did not generate the wave. The wave did not generate the wave. So it's important that we bear that in mind. Let's continue. For example, our person writes, I might begin by thinking of nothing, and suddenly I find myself imagining a conversation with someone about meditation. So it's not mind blanking. Is not a virtue. If we're thinking about nothing, all that means is that we are unaware of what's going on. Because, as I inferred a few moments ago, we might be thinking, or we might be perceiving, emoting, intending, reasoning, recalling, or imagining. Let's continue. Now, by the way, this person is not wicked. This person is not stupid. This person is experiencing the effects of our society where patriarchy outshouts and outshouts matriarchy, where people upon the path of yang have a louder voice than people on the path of yin. It's not his fault he's confused or she's confused. It's not this individual's fault they're confused. Let's continue. If I notice this thought and choose to engage in it actively, i.e. exit observation mode. Oh, this person is very technical. Perhaps this person is a programmer, or an engineer. It turns out I'm expressing my doubts about what meditation truly is. This person doesn't know at this point. Not trying to be mean. It's just, this person doesn't know. Hopefully I can shed some light on that. But if I remain in observation mode and choose not to engage, this observation of thoughts leads to their being merely skimmed. So let's continue. In this scenario, I'm not truly observing real thoughts, only their initial part. Okay, so this person is operating from a whole bunch. This person has inherited a great heap of assumptions. So let's continue. Is this observation of the initial part of thoughts what is referred to as observation of thoughts, or am I missing something? Okay, so let's get into this. Let's hit one preconception. In the second to the final passage of the Satipatthana Sutta, the discourse of the four bases of mindfulness, the Buddha taught that mastery of the path, not just practicing the path, but mastering the Buddha's Eightfold Path, that mastery could be accomplished in less than 7 years, or 7 quarters, or 7 months, or 7 fortnights, or 7 weeks, or even 7 days. You can't earn a PhD in 7 days. Therefore, the Buddha's method is not one of deep skullduggery. You don't have to work really, really hard at analysis. The first fold of the Eightfold Path is right view, and all that means is viscerally being vulnerable to the perception of change. And change, we see a change in sights, a change of sounds, a change of sensations, a change of flavors, a change of sense, and the like. We see a change of emotion, a change of intention, a change of thoughts, a change of recollections, a change of imaginings. That's all the wisdom that's required. The first fold of the Eightfold Path is right view. The final fold of the Eightfold Path is meditation. In the context of the Buddha's teachings, meditation is simply relaxing in harmony with our exhalation, in harmony with the parasympathetic aspect of our autonomic nervous system that facilitates both physical relaxation and mental release. All we're doing is letting go of our resistance to the present moment, our resistance to the presence of stuff we find painful or boring, or resistance to the absence of things we find pleasurable or interesting. That's all. And with the next inhalation, it can come flooding back. That's fine, because our job is not to get rid of everything and be blank. Our job is just to get good at the process. Ask a silver-haired surfer, and they'll tell you there is no goal to surfing. The goal of surfing is just to surf and to enjoy it. And then to come back the next day and do it again. Same thing with mindfulness and meditation. There is no great wisdom that, is trippy and will stop all pain. There's always going to be pain. There's always going to be stressors. There's always going to be circumstantial stressors and physical stressors and interpersonal stressors and mental stressors. That's fine. That's fine. Our capacity to perceive stress is not a flaw, it's a function. It is a part of our survival mechanism, and so successful that every generation has the capacity to perceive stressors. Individuals born with the capacity to perceive stressors typically don't live long enough to reproduce. They typically die a gruesome death, if not from trauma, then from sepsis. We live in a society where someone much more clever than myself once said, the inmates have taken over the asylum. We live in a world where, Sturgeon's Law reminds us, got to make sure I just had a nightmarish thought. I want to make sure that the sound's recording okay. Fabulous. Okay. Sturgeon's Law reminds us that 90% of everything is crap, including meditation teachers. Beware of meditation teachers who think it's really good to be rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. This was not the path of the Buddha or the Christ or the sage. What then is their path? The path of being flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. But what has that to do with mindfulness? As we practice mindfulness, we can choose to be rigid or flexible. Rigidity will masquerade in many, many ways. One of the forms of rigidity is being controlling. I must understand the thought. I must plumb its depths if I'm to truly understand it. No, yet, 9. That's not how Buddhist wisdom works. If you watch it come and you watch it go. Think of it this way. There's a wonderful aphorism. Perhaps you've seen this on a t-shirt. What is the fruit of meditation? Not the affirmation, but the experience of really saying, whatever comes, I let it come. Whatever stays, I let it stay. Whatever goes, I let it go. Noticing arrival is wisdom. Noticing departure is wisdom. So instead of being controlling, our job is to be laid back. Remember, Buddhahood is super easy to attain. It's easier to become a Buddha than to become a fully qualified Lama. In my book, and Dalai Lama says every Lama is his own sect, but in my experience of things, if you want to become a Lama, you want to gather at least 10,000 hours of formal study and an additional 10,000 hours of formal meditation. Working full-time, that's going to take you 7 years. Remember, it only takes 7 days to master the Buddha's path, provided that you are physically conditioned. And by physically conditioned, I mean once it's easy for you to sit comfortably and sustainably in meditation for 75 minutes, you're good to go. Most of us were not raised in cultures where we sat cross-legged on the ground. Most of us were not raised going to yoga class or gymnastics. So for most of us, it can take 16 weeks to condition our body to sit. The first week you could sit properly for 5 minutes every 12 hours. The second week, make that 10 minutes. Third week, make that 15 minutes. Every week, increase the length of your sitting session using the wonderful handy-dandy timer on your smartphone. And within 16 weeks, by the end of the 16 weeks, you could be styling. Now, if you're super clever and you've been attending these live streams every 12 hours, live or pre-recorded, depending upon your time zone, and you only attend 5 minutes the first week, 10 minutes the second week, so forth and so on. By the end of your 16th week, you could have mastered the path. It's doable. It's totally possible. Upon the Buddha's path, we must forsake being guarded and replace it with being vulnerable. We must forsake being active and instead choose to be passive. We must forsake pseudo-intellectualism and allow ourselves to perceive viscerally. We must let go of the flypaper of being ordered and allow things to happen randomly. Now, I don't know about you, but I was raised with the deep anxiety that comes from long-term trauma. And I thought that that being guarded and active and intellectual and ordered was the key to my safety and peace. But I was mistaken. The great irony is that it's vulnerability, passivity, visceralness, and randomness that is the key to the Buddha's enlightenment. Now, all this has been purely theoretical. I look forward to going over the great fine specifics after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I've spent more than 8 hours a day, every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you won't have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. This evening, let's play with the latest iteration of Chenrei Zeke's Very Easy Dzogchen. So, bear with me. I think it could be quite fun. So let's take a moment. Who is this Chenrei Zig? Well, Chenrei Zig is known in Sanskrit as Avalokiteshvara, in Tibet as Chenrei Zig, and one of the many English translations is kind gaze. It's best not to think of this individual as a god or a goddess to be worshipped, but simply as an archetype. An archetype whose iconography can remind us of the path. We're going to flip-flop between mantra meditation and silent meditation. So I think it could be great fun if we reviewed the meaning of the mantra. Together, let's chant. Om I invoke love's wish of healing Mani Jun. Take two. Om I invoke love's wish of healing Mani Jun. And letting God's purifying Bei Me Lotus Hung May all beings master this path. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I'm going to do a quick edit because I like rolling that way. So let's hit paste. Let's drag. So we're going to bring the 4 bases of mindfulness into the path of love and letting go. This is known by many names, including generation or creation stage, Tandara Mahamudra, Maha Yoga, and the toe calls leap over the duality of dread and desire. Well, that sounds cool. How are we going to do that? Un momento. Let's move this. Let's do the old cut, a Rooney. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's how we'll do it. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, let's put this right here and return. All right, I'm going to hit pictures. I'm going to hit Buddhist yoga. I'm going to look for Chenrei Zig. I'm going to look for this bad boy right here. Let's lovingly wish. May all minds of all beings be as wise as the mind of a real or imagined Buddha, symbolized by a one-syllable mantra known as a seed mantra or a bija mantra or a tikle. Now, it's not our job to do magic or emote or visualize or believe. If all we do is silently and mentally play with these words in harmony with our breath, that'll be fine. During our exhalation, we want to silently and we want to physically relax as best we can as we strive to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. And copy. And paste. Un, deux, trois. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Insert. Here we go. Looking for mantras. Let's try this bad boy. See how that. Oh, let's do this instead. Okay. All right. May all speech be as loving as the mantra of a real or imagined Buddha. Om mani mimi yung, mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, mani mimi yung. One, two, three, 4, 5. Copy because I'm lazy that way. And paste. All right. Let us lovingly wish that all forms of all beings be as healthy as the archetype of a real or imagined Buddha. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. And another bit of the old insertaruni. All right. Let us lovingly wish that all circumstances or lots of all beings be as fortunate as the paradise or pure land or vati of a real or imagined Buddha. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Now that we are thoroughly marinated in love, let's let go. We can master the intricacies of mindfulness and meditation in 4 easy steps. And a wonderful simile is the odyssey of a child with training wheels. We'll begin with 2 training wheels. Now, let's get down to the nitty and the gritty of mindfulness, shall we? Bravo. Every time we breathe in, whether we know it or not, we are accessing the sympathetic nervous system, ensconced not within the 3-pound supercomputer between our ears, but instead in the thoracic region of our spinal cord, the part that corresponds with our rib cage. It has not evolved to support either extreme of mind blanking or concentrating, but instead to simply notice, and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. Perhaps that is why this archetype of meditation, known in Sanskrit or described in Sanskrit as Samantabhadra, Samantabhadri, Karamamudra, is depicted as naked, as a reflection or an expression of that type of radical vulnerability. How are we going to practice sati passatis, mindfulness and meditation? Simple. During each inhalation, we're going to silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And I wish to reach for something. Please bear with me. Let's see here. Splendid. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. Copy. And paste. Now, instead of concentrating on breath, we're going to use breath as a metronome. And then we notice we are breathing in. We're going to silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And as we notice our body exhaling, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. For the remainder of this evening's practice, we're going to drag the spontaneous play of mind kicking and screaming into the path of awareness and letting go. This is known by many names, including Dzogchen's Great Completion Stage, Sutra Mahamudra, Ati Yoga, and Trekcho's Slice Through the Duality of Dread and Desire. Simple. As we breathe in, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing into the awareness of this. Now, a super important question, and of course it reminds me of a song from the 90s by Faith No More. What is this? What is this? And this is whatever cartwheels across the stage of our mind. It could be a sight, a sound, a sensation, a flavor, a scent, or the like. It could be an emotion, an intention, a thought, a memory, or an imagining. It could represent the external or the internal, the physical or the mental, the pleasurable or the painful, the interesting or the boring, the glorious or the grotesque. What do we do with this gelatinous mass of stuff? Simple. Once again, as we exhale, we do our best to relax into the recitation while we, let's try this again. As we exhale, we relax as best we can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 mani bimi yung, om 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 mani bimi yung. Welcome to this evening's live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. And when you do that, I will promptly ignore it until I stumble upon it and then point at you and laugh. We are on welcome to the 3rd step of a 4-step journey towards the mastery of mindfulness and meditation. Come, let us remove the first of 2 metaphoric training wheels. We've already explored mindfulness. Now let's take a look at meditation. Every time we exhale, whether we mean to or not, we automatically and effortlessly access our parasympathetic nervous system. It too is located within our spinal cord, specifically in the lower lumbar region as well as the tippy top of the cervical region. It has evolved for both physical relaxation as well as mental release. And now, so you can think of it this way. Well, I'm going to add in some similes to make it more spicy. Every time we relax into our exhalation, whatever we noticed during our previous inhalation can now begin to feel less graspable, can now begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast, empty void. And an intelligent response to that would be, excuse me, What's a real-world example of a non-graspable vast empty void? And that's an excellent question, and the answer is this. How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although is tantalizing to the eye, is non-graspable to the hand? Perhaps that is why this archetype of meditation, known in Tibet as Kuntu Zangpo and Kuntu Zangmo Yabyum, is depicted as being translucent, comprised of light, and consequently non-graspable. During Sean's practice of mindfulness and meditation, during our inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite sitting tall, thus remembering to generate a vertical traction from between our tuchus and our head. During our exhalation, let's silently and mentally recite relaxing. Om mani bimi yung mani bimi yung 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 om mani bimi yung mani bimi yung. Whoops. Om mani bimi yung mani bimi yung 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 om mani bimi yung mani bimi yung. A fringe benefit of practicing mindfulness and meditation is that the blood in our brain ceases to coalesce at our anxious and aggressive amygdala and disperses and then coalesces at our anterior cingulate gyrus, just a few centimeters behind our forehead, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy. It has been said that the highest love is spontaneous and uncontrived. Perhaps that is why the all-good father and mother are depicted as beautiful. During our inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, "Notice this," and during our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, "Relaxing." Om mani bimi um mani bimi 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 Money me me money me me Oh 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 money me me money me me We come now to the second of two metaphoric training wheels, the fourth step upon the path to the mastery of mindfulness and meditation. Consider, if you will, the active and wanton participation in tantric union portrayed by she who's the color of a white cumulus cloud. Perhaps it could remind us that spontaneity always trumps contrivance. Now consider, if you will, the passivity of her partner, who could remind us that not all spontaneity need be scattered. Its highest aspect is centered. When our choices and our utterances and our deeds flow from the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity, our life could be very much like a Buddha's paradise. I often visualized by artwork by Maxfeld Parrish. Bear with me while I cut and paste a sample right up in there. Let's see how well this works. Let's hit paste. Let's see what, whoops, that did not work. Okay, well, let's try this again. Let's go over here and click. And hit copy and go over here. Okay. There we go. How are we going to practice mindfulness? Simple. As we inhale, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. And as we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Now that we've reached contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Rey on Ahch-To under the guidance of Luke Skywalker. Om Mani Bimi Yung, 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 Om Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let us rest in Sutra Mahamudra's mindfulness and meditation. Why is a description of this archetype as all good one? Because each of us already has the neurological equipment necessary for mindfulness and meditation and empathy. When Prahe Vajra said we are already enlightened, and when Zenji Dogen said that sitting in meditation was enlightenment, they were speaking metaphorically. After more than 30 years of meditating, it's been my experience that if something is important, it will come up. We don't have to look for it. If there's a subtle detail that is important, it will reveal itself. We don't have to search for it. We just sit here and watch and release. Everything will take care of itself. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Let us rest in Proto Zen's mindfulness and meditation. Welcome to the remainder of this evening's live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Now, it's going to take me at least there is a lag time between when you type and I see it on the screen. So try not to be too discouraged. Oh, so I should probably explain this. As you breathe in, please silently and mentally recite, relaxing into the awareness of this. This refers to whatever we spontaneously notice in the present moment. Whether it is vague or specific or external or internal or physical or mental or pleasurable or painful or interesting or boring or glorious or grotesque. During our exhalation, we physically relax as best we can while we strive to recite these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. How do we practice mindfulness? Easily. During each inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. And practicing meditation is just as simple. During each exhalation, we silently and mentally recite the 1-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani mani bimi yung, om 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 mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Let us rest in Mahasandhi's perception and release. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung 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 Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, om 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 mani mimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Om mani bimi yung, 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 om mani bimi yung. Let us seal this practice by lovingly wishing that all master the Buddha's Eightfold Path Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. May our master kind communication, conduct, and commerce. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Oopsie, got a little carried away there. Let's continue. May all master the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 1/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.